Now we will move on to the next chapter called planning with limiting factors. Before proceeding to this chapter, I just want to know what and all comes under variable cost. In previous chapter in CDP analysis, we saw cost is classified into two, variable cost and fixed cost. Sales minus variable cost will get contribution, minus fixed cost will get profit. Why is it contribution? Everything we saw in the previous chapter, but now we are going to proceed with this chapter. Here, what I want you to know answer is what and all comes under variable cost. Direct material, direct labor. Why are you calling it direct material, direct labor? What do you mean by the word direct? Linked to the product, exactly. If I'm making pizzas in my shop, direct material is maida. Maida used to make that product. Direct labor is the labor involved in making that pizza. The direct expenses, other expense which are directly linked to the product. Any expense, electricity I am using for the pizza or for the oven. These are all direct expenses. So direct expenses we have three: direct material, the material used to make the pizza; direct labor, and other direct expenses. That is electricity used to heat the oven, which is used to make the pizza. These are all direct expenses called as prime costs. So what are the three prime costs? Direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. Other than this, we have one more variable cost called as variable overheads. These are all direct, no. Indirect costs we call it overheads. Those are also variable only. Everything now we are talking only about variable cost. Electricity used for the shop as a whole. Light electricity is there, no. Can you link it to the pizza you are making? No, the light is for everything. But that is variable. It is not direct, it is indirect variable cost. Indirect cost we will call it as overheads. Simple word for indirect cost is overheads. So we have two types of overheads. We have variable overheads, we have fixed overheads. We leave fixed overheads for now. We are talking only about variable overheads. So variable cost, there are totally four. What are the four things under variable cost? Direct material, direct and indirect. Directly we have three: direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, plus variable overheads. Not all overheads, only variable overheads. Overheads means all indirect costs which are not linked to your product, but they are still variable. These four things together are called as variable cost. The other name for variable cost, you can also call it marginal cost. Other name for variable cost, you can also call it marginal cost. Now we are going to see a chapter called as planning with limiting factors. Before proceeding to this chapter, I will ask you a question. I have a shop. In my restaurant, we are producing two dishes: fried rice and momos. In our restaurant, we are producing two dishes. Listen. Fried rice and momos. If I sell one plate of fried rice, I will get 150 rupees. If I sell one plate of momo, I will get 100 rupees. To make that fried rice, I need 70 rupees. To make momo, I need 30 rupees. How much contribution are you getting from fried rice? 150 minus 70, you are getting 80 rupees. Momos, 100 minus 30, you are getting which? The problem here is, I have only one chef with me. He can either produce a certain number of momos or a certain number of fried rice. He can produce all momos, all fried rice. Demand is more. Customer ready to buy more. But with the limited limited labor we have, we can produce only less products. Will you produce momos or will you produce fried rice? Again I am asking, will you produce momos? Again I will tell, fried rice, momos. Two dishes we have. From fried rice we are getting 150. So the sales from momos we are getting 100. Fried rice variable cost is 70. Momo variable cost is 30. Contribution from fried rice is 80. Contribution from momo is 70. Now you tell me, will you produce momos or fried rice? You can produce all of momos, all of fried rice. Which one will you produce more? Demand is same for more. Demand is more. Demand is unlimited demand. So which one will you produce in both products? Fried rice only you will produce more of fried rice because more contribution you are getting. But the problem is to produce one plate of fried rice, we need 4 hours, and to produce one plate of momo, we need only 2 hours. Now you tell me how much of each we will produce fried rice or momos? Why? 4 hours you can produce 2 momos. Here for 4 hours you can produce only one plate of fried rice. So what? But you're getting 80 rupees, no? Huh? Okay. Correct. Double. I will how would you define? Correct. All of you correct from a different perspective. Now we'll see from different perspective. Hours is limited, no. My chef's hours is limited. Here we will see. With 1 hour. What? With 1 hour, how much contribution I can get? We will see. Now my chef's time is limited here. That is my main criteria here is chef's time. With 1 hour of chef's time, how much momos I can produce, or how much contribution I can get from momos, how much contribution I can get from fried rice is what we are going to see. What we will do is, how much time is required to produce one plate of fried rice? 4 hours. How much contribution I am getting from fried rice? 80. 80 contribution I am getting. Number of hours is 4. 80 divided by 4 if you put, you will get 20 contribution per hour. So, one plate of fried rice, or so, 1 labor hour, you will get 20 rupees contribution. Whereas for momos, how many hours are required? 2. So 70 divided by 2, 35 per hour. So 1 plate of momo, you will get, so 1 hour. 1 hour of your labor time, you will get 35 rupees contribution. Earlier, if I spend 1 hour, if my chef spends 1 hour in fried rice, we will get 20 rupees contribution. If my chef spends 1 hour in momo, we will get 35 rupees contribution. So here we will choose momos. So what you found out here is called as contribution per hour. So to find which product to produce more or which product to produce first, you use the concept called as contribution per hour and not contribution per unit. Because something is limited here. So we will produce, you will see, suppose if I have unlimited labor can produce whatever he wants now. In that case, I will tell him to produce only momos, so fried rice, because we are getting more contribution of fried rice. Here is, his time is limited here. So with his time, how I can efficiently allocate his time is what we are going to see here. That only we found out contribution per hour. You can call it contribution per hour, or you can call it contribution per limiting factor. Something is limited here. So we call it limiting factor. So we will find out which product to produce based on contribution per limiting factor. To find out contribution per limiting factor, what and all we will do? First we will take sales minus variable cost, you will get contribution per unit. Then you will take limiting factor. It may be hours. We will assume to be hours. Hours, number of hours required to produce. If you divide that by this, you will get contribution per limiting factor. Understood all of you? This is what we will find out in order to find which product to produce more. This is called as limiting factor questions. Now, open your book and go to test and understanding question number 1. No? Open your book and go to test and understanding question number 1. Take chapter planning with limiting factors. Take the chapter planning with limiting factors and go to test and understanding question number 1. Go fast. Ready? Now, what are they given here? X Limited makes 3 products. With this question, I will take chart concept. One question you do, all concepts will be covered. So, what is the machine hours required to produce product A, B, and C? Look at the question tell 10, 12, and 14. To produce one product, we need 10 hours, 12 hours, and 14 hours. Below that, what is given? Direct material is 7 rupees, 6 rupees, and 5 rupees per unit. Wages is 9, 6, and 3 rupees per unit. Variable overhead is 3, 3 and 3 per unit. So total marginal cost or variable cost will be 19, 15 and 11 per unit. Okay, marginal cost or variable cost. Selling price is 25. Selling price minus variable cost, you will get contribution. So contribution per unit is given to us. Okay. Sales demand they have given to us. Product A, the demand outside, customers are ready to buy 4,000 units, 6,000 units and 6,000 units. This is demand. That is how many units the customers are ready to buy. Okay. The company's policy is to produce a minimum of 1,000 units of product A. I don't know what you will do, but minimum 1,000 units of product A you have to produce. Whether you get profit from that or not, whether you get good contribution from that and all you will not worry. But minimum 1,000 units of A we have to produce. Understood? Next, supply of materials in the period is unlimited. So unlimited material we have. Raw material is there? No. Unlimited raw material we have. We can buy. But machine hours are limited to 2 lakh hours and direct labor hours are limited to 5,000 hours. So in total, we have only 2,000 machine hours and we have only 5,000 labor hours. So within that, we have to produce. First, we have to see whether it is a limiting factor or not in the first place. Total machine hours available is how much? 2 lakh. How much is required? We have to see first. We will see how many machine hours are required for product A. How many units of product A demand is there? 4,000 units demand is there. So 4,000 units into 10 plus how many units of product B demand is there? 6,000 into number of hours required 12 into 12 plus 6,000 units of C demand into 14. If you add all those, what are you getting? 1,96,000 hours is required in order to satisfy our demand. How many hours we have? We have more hours. Is it a limiting factor? No, we don't have to worry about it. We leave it like that. No requirement, nothing. Labor hours, how much is there? We will see whether it's limited or not. One by one we will go. 4,000 units of A we will produce into how many hours are required? 1.2 hours. It's given. Next way is given 1.2 hours plus 6,000 units of B is given into 0.8 hours plus 6,000 units of C is given into 0.4 hours. You add everything, what you will get? You add everything, what you will get? 4,000 into 1.2 hours required, 6,000 into 0.8, 6,000 into 0.4. If you add everything, what you will get? Total hours required is 12,000. Huh? I didn't calculate. 4,000 into 1.2 is 4,800. 12,000. Total hours required to satisfy demand is 12,000, but we have only 5,000. So we can't produce all products. We have to see which product we can produce first. One by one we will go. To that, what I told you, we have to find to see which product we have to produce first. Contribution per limiting factor, not contribution per unit. We have to find contribution per limiting factor. How do we find contribution per limiting factor? Sales minus variable cost. If you do, you will get contribution per unit divided by number of limiting. What is the limiting factor here? Labor hours. So divide by labor hours, you will get contribution per limiting factor. Understood, all of you? We will find out. First I will do, then you can do later. What is the selling price of 3 products A, B and C? 25, 20, 15. Not adding separately. 25, 20 and 50 minus what is the variable cost? They only give total. Variable cost, the marginal cost. 19, 15 and 11. What you will get? You will get contribution 6, 5, 4. Will we decide based on this? No, we will decide based on limiting factor. What is the limiting factor here? Labor hours. What is labor hours required for A? 1.2 hours. What is labor hours required for B? Is given 0.8 hours and 0.4 hours. 0.8 hours and 0.4 hours. So that divided by this, if you get 6 divided by 1.2, how much you will get? 6 divided by 1.2, how much you will get? 5. 5 divided by 0.8, how much you will get? 5 divided by 0.8, how much you will get? 6.25. 4 divided by 0.4, how much you will get? 10. So that is contribution per labor hour. Limiting factor or labor hour, both the same. Limiting factor is the labor hours. So which you will produce first? So next you have to write is rank. First I will produce C, second I will produce D, third I will produce A. This is the order in which I will produce. But the question they have clearly given, I don't care what you do, but first I need you to produce 1000 units of product A. First you have to write total hours available. What is the total hours available? 5000 hours. First what you will produce? 1000 units of A. First minus 1000 units of A. How much hours is required to produce 1000 units of A? Don't use calculator, use your mind and tell. 1000 into 1.2, 1200 hours. 1200 hours. What is available hours next? 5000 is total. Minus 1200 hours, what is 3800. Next what we will produce? C. That is first rank. No. So next minus C. How much C? How many units are demand in demand? 6000 units into what is per unit, how much hours required? 0.4. 6000 into 0.4, what you will get? 2400 units of 2400 hours is required. 3800 minus 2400, how many hours will be available? 1400 hours will be available. Minus next, what you will produce? D. D, how many units are there in demand? How many hours required per unit? 0.8. 6000 to 0.8 total, how much is required? But how much we have? 1400. So with 1400, how much of B we can produce? We should see. Per unit of B, how many hours are required? Of B, how many hours are required? 0.8. How many hours are available? 1400. So 1400 divided by 0.8, if you put 1750 units we can produce of B, and then you'll have 0 hours. Understood? So 1750 units of B we will produce. Entirety of C we will produce. That 6000 units of C we will produce, and 1000 units of A we will produce. What are they asking in the question? Indicate the production levels that should be adopted for the three products. So A 1000 units, B 6000 units, and A 1000, C 6000, and B 1070 units we will produce, and state the maximum contribution. With this only you will get the maximum contribution. See how much contribution you are getting from so and so products. A how many units? 1000. B how many units? 1750. C how many units?
6000.
From A how much contribution they are getting? Contribution per unit. This is all per unit now. Now we found the units. 1000 units, 1750 units, 6000 units. You have to multiply by contribution per unit only. 1000 into 6 plus 1750 units into 5 plus 6000 into 4. You add all these, what you are getting? 1000 into 6 is 6000. 1750 into 5 is 1750 into 5 is 8750. 6000 into 4 is 24,000. You add everything, how much contribution are you getting? 38,000. This is the maximum contribution we will get with the production levels you found out. Why are you finding the number of units to produce? With that you produce and get the maximum contribution. That is what they are asking. Number of units to produce and how much contribution we will get from so and so units. Understood all of you? Yes or no? This is planning with limiting factor. Here if you see, one small change is that here we have only one limiting factor. Machine hours is not limited, nothing is limited. Only labor hours is limited. In some questions, 3 or 4 limiting factors we will have. That is planning with multiple limiting factors, we will see later, but this is planning with one limiting factor. So planning with one limiting factor is given. What is the process we follow? Sales minus variable cost, you will get the contribution per unit divided by the limiting factor, you will get contribution per limiting factor. For that, first you have to find what is the limiting factor, and then you have to do this process, and then you will rank the products, produce accordingly, and then you find out maximum contribution from those products. Understood all of you? I will give you 5 minutes time to do this question. Do it fast. Okay, now we are going to see what to do if we have multiple limiting factors. Take illustration number 1 now. Take illustration number 1. Okay, you see in this question, we have what page number? 182. Okay, if you see here, a company has 2 products, product X and product Y. We'll assume it to be fried rice and momos. The company has 2 products, fried rice and momos, which goes through 3 departments. That is A, B and C. Fried rice can be processed when it goes to 3 departments. So leave fried rice. No, we will take iPhone. For iPhone to get produced, it needs to go through 3 departments. Manufacturing department, packing department and one more department. It needs to go to 3 departments for the iPhone to be ready. And the laptop, it needs to go to 3 departments. The 3 departments are A, B and C. Okay. A number of hours available in each department is given to us as 11,000, 9,000 and 12,000. That is total number of hours available in each of the 3 departments is given to us. Contribution per unit of product X and contribution per unit of product Y is given to us. What they have given is, there is an unlimited demand of product X. That means how much ever you produce, people are ready to buy product X. If you produce 10,000 units, people are ready to buy 10,000 units. If you produce 5,000 units, people are ready to buy 5,000 units. But the demand for product Y is only 600 units. X you can produce how much ever you want, people will buy. But Y only 600 units, people will buy from you. This is what is given to us. Nothing else is given. What we have to do first is, we have to first take X and Y. That is, we have to assume we are producing X number of product X units and Y number of product Y units. That is, X is random number. We don't know what the number is. That's what you have to find out. That is what you have to find out. We are producing X number of iPhones and Y number of laptops. Product X will assume to be iPhone. Product Y will assume to be laptop. We are producing X number of iPhones and Y number of laptops, like that we are assuming. If we produce X number of iPhones and Y number of laptops, this is iPhone and Y number of laptops, you tell me how much is the total contribution we will get? Total contribution. Yeah? If we are producing X number of iPhone, X number we know, X will assume to be X. Y number of laptop. What is the total contribution we will get? No. Correct. We are assuming we are producing X number of iPhone, Y number of laptop. So X into 4 rupees is the contribution per unit, plus Y into 8 rupees is the contribution per unit. So maximum contribution we will get is 4 into X number of units plus 8 into Y number of units. So maximum contribution is equal to 4X plus 8Y. And X and Y is what you have to find out. We will take it as X and Y, we will do the entire question, at the end we will get the answer for X and Y. And if you sum the X and Y, you will get the maximum contribution. That is what we have to find out. It's a huge question. We will do slowly. Understood? The maximum contribution we will get. So what we have to do in questions like this is, we have to make few equations. 6th standard portions in your mathematics. How we will make is, okay, we will go one by one. We will go department by department. Department A, what is the total number of hours available? Department A, what is the total number of hours available? 11,000 hours are available. How many products of X are we producing? How many units of X are we producing? How many units of X are we producing? X. That's what you assume on starting. You are assuming you are producing X number of units and Y number of Y units. So how many number of units you are producing? X number of units. How many number of units you are producing? Second one, Y. Per unit of X, how many hours are required in A? 8. Per unit of Y, how many hours are required? So 8 hours required per unit into X plus 10 hours required for Y into Y number of units, should, adding all this, should be less than or equal to 11,000 units. 11,000 hours. You produce how much amount of units you want, we don't care. But make sure after producing all this, your hours will be less than or equal to 11,000 hours. 8 hours into X number of units plus 10 hours and Y number of units should be less than or equal to 11,000 hours in total. Second, for department B, tell what is the equation? 4 into X plus 10 into Y should be less than or equal to? Okay, what does this require given to us? You can see what we can do.
12 into X plus 6 into Y is equal to
Should be less than or equal to. It can be equal to say 12,000 hours. Should be less than equal to 12,000 hours. It should be less than equal to 12,000 hours. Any other equation we can find out? X we can produce how much number of units we want, no problem. Y can we produce how much number of units we want? We have to produce only 600 units. Y you make sure you have to produce only 600 units. What might be the equation? What might be the equation? Y should be less than or equal to 600. Y should be less than or equal to 600. So make sure you produce only less than 600 units of Y. Understood? 4 equations. First, what is the maximum contribution equation? Look at the question and tell. 4 into X plus maximum contribution is equal to 4 into X plus 8 into Y. What are the 4 limiting factor equations? 8X plus 10Y is less than or equal to 11,000 hours. Second, 4X plus 10Y should be less than or equal to 9,000 hours. X plus 6Y should be less than or equal to 12,000 hours. Less than or equal to 600. Y should be less than or equal to 600 units. 4 equations we got. Now what do we do, sir? Here also we will draw a graph. We will not draw a graph. In exam they will give graph, but we will know how to draw a graph so that in exam it will be easier for you. Understood? First, to draw a graph. In graphs, what do we draw in graphs? That is graphs they will give. I mean, inside what we will draw? Some lines we will draw. To draw a line, what do you want? I told you earlier, 2 points we need to know. To draw one line, we need to know 2 points. So every equation you see here, we are going to draw one line. Every equation which you see here, 4 equations which we found out, we are going to draw one line. To draw one line, how many points are required? 2 points. That is what we are going to find out now. For each line, we are going to find 2 points. I will tell you how to find it. First, what is the first equation? Tell me. Look at the question. What is the first? That is maximum contribution. Leave that. Limiting factor equation. Y should be less than or equal to 11,000. No. First, we will take that 8x plus 10y. We will keep it equal to 11,000. Less than 11,000 means a lot of area will be covered. We will keep it equal to 11,000 for now. Equal to 11,000. With this, how can we find 2 points? X comma y, like the 2 points we have to find out. What you have to do is, first assume x to be x to be 0 and find y. Second, assume y to be 0 and find x. So first, if x is 0, 8 into 0 plus 10 into y equal to how much? 11,000. So 10y equal to 11,000, y equal to 11,000 divided by 10, so 1,100. So first point is what? 0, x is 0, comma, y is 10, 1,100. We found out, no? We assume x to be 0, y came out to be 1,100. So if x is 0, 8 into 0, 0. 10y will be equal to 11,000, y will be equal to 1,100. So first point is 0, comma, 1,100. Second, we will assume y to be 0. If y is 0, find out x. If y is 0, 8x is equal to 11,000, x is equal to 11,000 divided by 8, what you will get? So x is 1,375, y is 0. We have 2 points. First point is 0, 1,100. Second point is 375, 0. Understood? Second, what is the second equation? 10y is equal to, for doing equation, we will put equal to 9,000. Where will the less than come into picture? I will tell you later. Equal to 9,000. First, what you will do? X to be x is equal to 0. If x is 0, what you will get? 4 into 0, that is 10y is equal to 9,000. Y is equal to 900. If y is 0, 10 into 0 will become 0. 4x will be equal to 9,000. X will be equal to 2,250, comma 0. That is the second. Third equation. What is third equation? 12x plus 6y is equal to 12,000. First, if x is 0, what you will get as y? If x is 0, 6y is equal to 12,000. Y is equal to 2,000. If y is 0, what you will get as x? 12x is equal to 12,000. X is 1,000 and y is 0. So the 2 points are 0, 2,000 and 1,000, 0. Understood all of you? we found 3 points. We found 6 points, 2, 2, 2. Every 2 points will get 1 line. So we found 3 lines here. Understood? Now we will go to a graph. I don't want to draw a graph. Come down. There will be a graph given to us. So department A, come above, no? Come above and tell. Department A, what are the 2 points we found out? 1100 and 1375, 0. This is department A line. Department B line, department C line. In department A line, we got 2 points as 0, 1100 and 1375, 0. Summa come and right side la 1000. What are the 2 points? 0, 0. Okay. Department B, what are the 2 points? We got 900, 250, 0. 0, 900, 2250, 0. Department C, what we got? 0, 2000, 1000, 0. 0, 2000, 1000, 0. And y is less than or equal to 600. Let's give that aside. First, coming to department A line. 0, 1100 means, listen to me, what does it mean? This is y axis, this is x axis. X is 0, that is 0, y is 1100. So if you come above and see, at this point they have marked x is 0, y is 1100. Second point is 1375, 0. Y is 0, so come down. X is 1375. 1375, they have marked 1 point. If you mark the 2 points, that will be 1 line. If you join the 2 points, that will be 1 line. Understood? Look, there they have written department A line. There they marked department A line. Understood? Yes. Department B, the 2 points are 0, 900 and 2250, 0. 0, 900, what does it mean? X is 0, y is 900, above here 1 point, and 2250, 0 is 0, y is 0. So it come down and x you go to 2250. Join that, you will get 1 line. Third, 0, 2000. X is 2000, x is 0, y is 2000, above. This side is y is 0, x is 1000. You join that, you will get 1 line. Y equal to 600 is given, no. Leave less than equal to, y equal to 600 there, no. Go to y, put a point at 600. Is there any other point given to us? No. So it will go straight. It will be 600 throughout. It's like a fixed cost. Y will be 600 throughout. That is what is that line. Y is equal to 600 line. Understood? Yes. So understood how we drew all the 4 lines came up. 1, 2, 3 plus 1. So one more line is given below, that we will do later. But these 4 lines you understood, no? Yes, sir. These 4 lines you understood, no? Now, every equation if you see, they told less than or equal to no. I think what that means is, if this is one line and the equation is less than or equal to, the below point should be shaded off. If this is the line, this is a graph, this is the line means the below until inside the graph should be shaded. If you shade like that for every line, for department C line this will be the part, for department this will be the part, for D this will be the part. If you shade every line, y is less than or equal to 600, no. So fully down. If you shade every part, if you see, what will be the common region? Common region will be A, B, C, D, E. This part, if you keep shading, you will know. This part will be the common shaded region for all the lines. This part will be the common shaded region. If you shade everything below, you will see this part will be the common shaded region for all the lines. So common shaded region is within A, B, C, D and E, within that line. You have already put one outline there. Okay, that is the common shaded region. Found out common shaded region. So what that common shaded region means, I will tell you first. What it means, I will tell you. Our point is somewhere in A or B or C or D or E. In all these 5 points, 1 point is the point which we require. 5 in common shaded region, what are the 5 corner points? In the common shaded region, A, B, C, D, E. That represents points. A is 0, 0. B is 600, 0, 600. C is intersection of 2 lines. D is intersection of 2 lines. E is 1000 comma 0, 1000 comma 0, like this. This represents that. So if, for example, if our point which we want is E means we have to produce 1000 units of X and 0 units of Y. Like that you have to find out in A, B, C, D, E, in these 5 points, which is our best point you have to find out. Understood? A will never be the best point. It is 0 comma 0. 0 units will never be our best point, so we leave that. So in B, C, D or E, 1 point is our best point. How we have to find this? Listen very carefully, you will get confused here. We have to draw a line called as iso contribution line. How we will draw that line is, what is the maximum contribution line we found out earlier? M maximum contribution is equal to 4x plus 8y. Take one number which is divisible by both 4 and x. Tell some number divisible by both 4 and x. We can take 8,000. Can you take 4,000? Can you take 4,000? Random number you can take. Any number divisible by 4. What I will tell you. If you take a lesser number, what happens? If you take a higher number, what happens? I will tell you later. But now, for now, we will take 4,000. 4,000 divisible by 4 and 8. So 4x plus 8y is equal to 4,000. Okay, 4x plus 8y is equal to 4,000. Now do the same thing. Assume x to be 0. What will get us y? 500. If x is 0, 4 into 0, 0. 8y will be equal to 4,000. Y will be equal to 500. 4,000 by 8, 500. If y is equal to 0, what will be x? 1000. X is 0, 4x is equal to 4000, x will be equal to 1000. 1000, comma 0. What are the two lines we found out? 0, comma 500 and 1000, comma 0. Now go to your graph, plot this line. 0, comma 500 is x is 0, y is 500. One line that. 1000, comma 0 is x is 1000, y is 0. Two lines we have. So two lines we found out. Join the two lines. Like that, they have assumed a random number and they have found out this line. The line is given, no? Yes, sir. They have assumed a random number and they found out that line. That line will be given in exam. That line will be given in exam. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to draw that line and all. But I have told you how to draw. That line is given now. What you have to do now? You have to take a scale. You take a scale, actual scale, a ruler. Place it on that line. The line is like this now. Place a scale like this. Update parallel. Place a scale like this. Update keep going above. Update keep going above with the scale. If you keep going above with the scale, which point is the scale touching last? Huh? Think and tell which point will the scale touch last. Or the pen also you can do. In your book, that line is there now. Keep a pen on the line. Keep going above. Parallelly. Update goes straight. Which point is it touching last? In B, C, D and E, which point is it touching last? C. Any other point? C. Nothing. Go like parallel. Go keep going parallelly. When it's touching last, it should be C. It will be C. If you do it in scale, it will be more accurate. Yes, sir. It's touching C. So C will be our feasible region. C will be our feasible region. Understood, all of you? So for C is a feasible region. C we have to find out what point is it now. Tell me what point is C. C we have to, what we have to do is, we have to see which two lines are intersecting at C. Which two lines are intersecting at C? Y is equal to 600, one line. Next, line, two lines. Which equation? Department A equation. What is Department A equation? Department A and this 8x plus 10y equal to 11,000. So we have two equations. 8x plus 10y is equal to 11,000. Y is equal to 600. Do you know how to solve two equations? Solve and tell me what is x and y. Y is 600. It's given. You substitute y in that equation, you will get 8x plus 600 into 10. You will get 6,000 equal to 11,000. 8x is equal to 5,000. X is equal to 625. So x is 625 and y is 600. We have to produce 625 units of X and 600 units of. If we produce 600 units of X and 625 units of X and 600 units of Y, what will be our maximum contribution? Demand? Oh, we are producing 600 of Y. Of X. X is pizza, Y is burger. We are producing 625 units of pizza and 600 units of burger. That is the advantage equation. Listen to me. All these they are doing because it will take into consideration everything. These equations will take into consideration all the limiting factors. In A we have only 11,000 hours. In B we have only so many hours. Y we can sell only 600 units. Taking all these into consideration will give us an answer. So it's saying we have to produce 625 units of X and 600 units of Y. How much maximum contribution you will get is 625 into 4 rupees of X plus 600 into 8 rupees of Y. You will get 625 into 4, 7,300. 7,300 will be the maximum contribution we will get from manufacturing X and Y number of units. Understood or not? Understood or not? Yes or no? Okay, now I will give you 10 minutes time. This question, first time when you do it might look difficult, but as and when you keep doing, it's a very easy question. This is a procedure based question, and secondly, you don't have to draw any graph. In exam, they'll give everything, but to know which line means what, you have to find out 0 points. Only you find out the 2 points, you know which line represents which. Huh? They will not mention anything. They'll give the lines, they'll draw the graph and give. We can easily find out, no. You put 0, 0, you'll get 2 points. With the 2 points, you can find out that it's department C. Yes, with 2 points, you can find out department B. That we have to find out. They will not give. They might give, but we'll assume they will not give. Some cases they'll give, some cases they will not give. Okay. That we can find. Understood? Take 10-15 minutes time. Try to do this question once. The only place that you'll get confused is the ISO contribution line. That line is given to us now. How do we find that line? Take the contribution. 4x plus 8y. Take some random number divisible by both 4 and 8. That is 4,000. So what happens if we take 8,000? It will come above. If we take 8,000, it will go above that point. But how will you find out? If you take 80. If I take 80, 4x plus 8y is 80. If I take you will get 10 and 0, 5. How will you mark 10 and 5 here? Everything's in hundreds. You will not be able to mark 10 and 5. Something which will be in the middle, number will be 4,000. That's why we took 4,000. Any number you can take. Understood? Take 15 minutes time, do this question once. Once you're done with this question, we are done with today's class. Otherwise, you can do the next class. Very important question. No more concepts are there. We have one more concept called as shadow price and one more concept called as slack. Very easy concept. But this question is the ultimate question. Please do take 15 minutes time. Then we will do some revision and then we can close today's class. Please do it fast.